Hello children, welcome back to our 8th English class. Children, today I want to do a new lesson called The Boy Who Asked for the Moon. This is the new topic that today we are going to learn. That is, the boy who asked for moon. You may be thinking, who is that boy and what was he was asking for? Isn't it children? So assume that you have everything. Clear children? When you are having everything and you have everything, you are not worried of anything. Isn't it? Is it clear to you? Suppose you think that you are living a luxurious life. Luxurious life in the sense, okay, not luxurious. Take a simple life. Simple life in the sense, normal like us. Like on time you are getting everything to eat. Whatever you wish to eat, that you are getting to eat, and the dress which you like to wear, that you are getting to wear. In such cases, you don't know what problem is, what difficulty it is, isn't it? And your mother may be calling that come and have your food, come and have your breakfast. Every time she has to give you call that come and eat, come and do these things. That time you don't know what hungry is, isn't it? So suppose think that for 1 or 2 days your mother may not be there at home. So there is nobody to cook and give you on time. That time you will come to know what is hungry. In the sense, you know the feeling or you know the suffering of that hungry. That time or in that moment you will realize the value of your mother or the value of food. That time you will realize. Isn't it children? So here is lesson about the poor boy who suffered in hungry and he wanted to take big in the sense 1 or 2 bite of a more food where he suffered and what are the consequences he faced, that we are going to refer in this lesson. So this lesson was written by Charles Dickens. Who is he? So let's read about the writer of the lesson, that is Charles Dickens, 1812 to 1870. That was the duration of the period where he was lived. The greatest Victorian novelist. He is known for his attack on the social evil like child labor and institutional cruelty. So he was a Victorian novelist. Victorian novelist in the sense he belongs to England or the British age, where he was against of a social evil such as child labor and institutional cruelty. You take what are the social evil, you can say child marriage, child labor or exploitation of women, parda system. These are the social or the caste system. These are the social evils that we have seen before in earlier age. Nowadays we cannot see such a evil that we cannot discriminate anyone on the basis of a caste, color or even we cannot treat anyone as a child laborer. So on that day he was against of these social evils such as a child labor and institutional cruelty. Institutional cruelty in the sense taking a bribe, giving a bribe or such malpractices or receiving a dowry. All these are the institutional cruelty. He was against of these, and his most popular works are David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities and Great Expectation. These are some of the novels which was written by Charles Dickens. These extract from Oliver Twist tells us how Oliver was forced out of the poor house. So is it clear children? These lesson, which lesson? The boy who asked for the moon. This lesson is an extract. Extract in the sense one part which he took from the novel, that is Oliver Twist. This is a novel written by Charles Dickens, and this lesson which is an extract or it is a one incident which has taken from this novel. This is not the entire story. It is like you have read that lesson of a Kaushika or Dharmavyada story, you may remember, isn't it children, which was done in the last class, where a story which Markandeya will say to Yudhishthira, which was the story of one of the extract from the Mahabharata, where Markandeya will narrate the story to the Yudhishthira. That narration was, we took it as a lesson, isn't it? Here also, here Oliver Twist is extract of a story. So it is not exactly entire story, it is only an extract which has taken from the novel called Oliver Twist. So which is the character of the boy here? That was Oliver. Clear, children? And let's move on to the lesson. Oliver was born in a poor house of a little country town on a cold black night in the winter 1837. So what was the belonging or what was the introduction of Oliver? He was born in 1837 and how the condition was, he was born in a black night in the winter. Black night in the winter in the sense he was born in the night that was the atmosphere was cold. Cold in the sense it may be a winter or a rainy season, and mainly we should notice that he was born in a poor family and in a small city. Clear? And the birth was attended by a doctor who was hastily called for the purpose and by an old poor woman who was experienced in such matter. How the birth history of the Oliver in the sense, by the time of the delivery of his mother, the doctor was attending that pregnant lady who was giving delivery to Oliver, and he urgently, that word hastily in the sense urgently. He will call that so the doctor, one who was attending a pregnant lady who was mother of Oliver, in the sense that is the birth or the delivery of the Oliver as a child. So doctor here hastily called for the purpose and by an old pauper woman who was experienced in such matters. So the doctor will call the pauper in the sense she is a poor woman. Poor woman in the sense she was having experience in making delivery. So the doctor will take the help of that poor woman in matter of delivery of the Oliver mother. The mother died almost as soon as the baby took his first breath. So you listen here, the doctor called hastily symbolize that urgently, so hurriedly he will call that woman, because that case or the matter was very urgent and serious, that he alone cannot attend that woman or the pregnant woman. So what he will do? He will call that poor woman who was having so much experience in making delivery. But how was the case? Even though the both doctor as well as the poor woman attend that pregnant lady, they cannot rescue the mother. The mother will die as soon as the child. The child is when the Oliver born. When the child will take a first breath, his mother will die in that moment itself. The mother died almost as soon as the baby took his first breath. She was a young, good-looking woman who had been found lying in the street. See the situation, children, how the pathetic it was, isn't it? How the mother was very beautiful. She was very young girl. She was young, good-looking woman who had been found lying in the street. See, the pregnant lady was found in street. It means that she was helpless, she was poor, and she may be drawn out of the house. So she was found on the street. So where she was found on the street, the doctor and the poor lady will help for the delivery. But as soon as she delivered the baby, she died itself. It was clear that she had walked some distance before she died. So it was clear that before the death of that lady, it was clear that she was walked some before. Walked in the sense she came from so far places and she seated in one particular particular place because she was tired. Isn't it, children? As she is a pregnant lady, she walked a mile and she was sat on the road, and her shoes had been torn to pieces. Where she has come from or where she had been going, nobody knew. So the appearance of the dead woman or the appearance of the dead lady shows that she walked a mile, or we can say that she has walked a mile because her shoes was torn. Shoes was torn in the sense her shoes were has been made into or went into pieces, and see, her shoes has been torn to pieces, in the sense her shoes were almost gone. It shows that how much she has walked. Where she had come from or where she has been going, nobody knew. So she is dead, correct? And she found as she was suffering in the pain. And after her death, nobody knew that she came from which place and where she was going. What was the incident, children, here? That a story began with a delivery of a woman where she was poor and she was handled by the doctor as well as a poor woman who will deliver the baby called Oliver, and the condition of the lady was very sad, very bad, in the sense she was very poor. She found on the street. After the death of that lady, a narrator will describe that the lady was very poor, and it symbolized and it was predicting that she walked so many miles. It is because her torn shoes shows that how much she walked, and after her death nobody knows that where from and where she wanted to go. She is from which place and where she wanted to go, that nobody knows, because that mystery remained as a mystery because of her death. Is it clear, children? Or the history or the mystery which remained as a death with the death of the lady itself. So now who is alone there? The child remained as a alone. Isn't it? Because she has not told, she has not given an introduction who is she and where she wants to go. Isn't it? After the death of that child, after the birth of that child, the child remained as an orphan. In case, suppose if she has given her address or if she has revealed her identification that whom she belongs to and where she wants to go, then we or the writer may rescue the child, or the narrator or the public may deliver that child to the proper address. But here she has not revealed any of the identification, so that the newborn child remained as an orphan. Is it clear, children? And the baby cried loudly. It is common that as soon as the birth of the child, the mother will die. Isn't it? The child need a feeding. It is hungry, so a baby cried loudly. If he could have known that he was now orphan of a poor house, if it is likely that he would have cried still louder. See the way that the writer has described. What is the meaning of that line, children? The child was crying. The crying of the child is common, children, right? The child will cry even every moment, because the crying of the child which symbolize of hungry, correct? It symbolizes that the child is hungry or it needs something. To show that, to express his feeling, the child will cry. But here a writer says that a child is crying is a common, but the child don't know that now it is an orphan. The mother of the child has been died, and even the child belongs to a poor house. Why the writer has used a poor house? Because seeing the appearance of that mother, the writer has noticed and confirmed himself that she belongs to poor house. So he told that even the child belongs to poor. So what was the loss now? That a child has lost the mother, don't know who will take care of that child, and first was or who is going to feed the child, or who was going to look after the child. The child don't know anything of this. And here writer says that suppose this child come to know about the fact, then again it will loud still more louder. Again the child will cry still more louder. Here he will describe like that. The pain of the child he will describe. Then they call him Oliver Twist, a name invented by Mr. Bumble. The term blatantly because he could not think of any other. So, who is Mr. Bumble here? See, they call him Oliver Twist. So, they name the child as Oliver Twist. That orphan child will be given name as Oliver Twist by Mr. Bumble. He is maybe a guardian of that orphanage home. So, he is a guardian or he is the head of that orphanage. He will name the child as Oliver. Then Mr. Bumble had full authority over the people of the poorhouse. See, it shows the domain of that guardian over the child. See the sentence, Mr. Bumble had full authority. Full authority shows that what the control that he had on that poor children. Mr. Bumble had full authority over the poor people. Over the people of the poor house. It symbolizes that whoever there in that house or orphanage, they all are poor. Either they are poor or they are orphan. He thought himself a very great man indeed. So, Mr. Bumble, he himself thinks that he is a great indeed. Why he was thinking that he is a great? Why? Suppose you think that you help someone who help you may be helping a needy, isn't it children? And after helping that poor or a needy person, if you start thinking that you are a great person, yourself if you are thinking as you are a great person, that is some kind of a proud or a arrogance, isn't it? Do you think it is, what I said, it is clear? Because we should not assume that we are great. Ourselves, we should not assume that we are a great children. We are recognized by others, or we should be called as great by others. We never think ourselves as a great. By helping someone or giving someone, if we consider ourselves as a great, then that is our foolishness. We should be recognized by others as great. Then only there is a meaning for our help or the need. So here you see that he thought himself a very great man indeed. He served and ill-treated the children under his care. Though he thinks himself as a great, what he should have done? He should give the proper treatment to the poor children, right? Suppose you are providing everything which is required for others, then there is a meaning. Somewhere there is a meaning that you are helping, you are giving, you are doing something for others. So you are thinking that you are a great. Is it clear to you children? Because only when if you are standing up to their needs or somebody's need, only if you are standing to somebody's need, then there is a meaning if you assume it as a great. But here Mr. Bumble, he will think himself as a great, but other side he making people to starve in the sense starvation, where he kept the children as hungry and ill-treated in the sense he was not giving respect. Respect is not, that means that giving respect, salute and all. Respect in the sense proper manner which human has to get, that he was not giving. Ill-treating in the sense he may be beating, he is scolding and treating them as a slave. So here the writer says that he was ill-treating the people or the poor children over there and making them to starve. Oliver's 9th birthday found him a pale, thin child who had hardly no kind of birth. So that was the 9th year of the Oliver. In the sense, from a small child he has grown up to 9 years, where the ninth birthday of the Oliver represent in the sense appearance of the Oliver says that he was a pale in the sense weak, and he became a white because of the deficiency of your blood. Theme: Oliver's ninth birthday found him a pale, thin child who had hardly know a kind words. So hardly know a kind words in the sense, to the Oliver nobody spoke with kind words. Which are the kind words? Come here, sit, how are you doing, is it fine, all such kind of the kind words, isn't it children? So here Oliver, he has came to the age of a 9, but he don't know what is a kind word, he don't know what is a love, he don't know what is the affection is that. It means that till a 9-year nobody spoke kind words with the Oliver. All are ill-treating, all are speaking rash to the Oliver. So children, you observe here that child will learn everything from the mother, isn't it children? You observe what the mother will speak, that the same the child will receive, isn't it? The same it will repeat and it will communicate. So everything will be learned by the mother itself. So first what we have to learn children here, first we have to respect our mother, because only she who feeds the child when the child is hungry, isn't it? Isn't it? If you think that in the absence of the mother, what was your condition children? Right? That was the first mother who showed the love and affection to the child. So here mother of Oliver was dead, so he don't know what is the love, what is the affection, what is the kindness. So he forgot in the sense he don't know, he is unaware of all those words. Oliver's 9th birthday found him a pale, thin child who had hardly know a kind words or met with kindly look. So even you don't know what is a kind look. Kind look in the sense, if somebody always giving you a staring look in the sense giving you look in angry, it will create fear in you, right? So you don't know what is affection, kindness, even you don't know what is a kind look is. His only friends were his little companions in misery. So here writer says that like Oliver, there are many other children in that poor house who are the good friends or the companion of the Oliver in the time of his misery. Misery in the sense, in the problem of the Oliver, along with the Oliver, there are other children. By seeing those children, he used to console, he used to satisfy himself that not only me, along with me, there are other children who are suffering like me. Because not only Oliver, along with the Oliver, other children also don't know the meaning of the love, kindness and affection because of the Mr. Bumble, who used to treat the child very badly. But in the end, they brought him trouble. They pursued him to ask more. So where here Oliver thinking that these companion in the sense other poor boys who thought him as a companion, they brought a trouble to the Oliver. Because see the word companion, to whom we call it as a companion children, with whom we are comfortable, to whom we can express our feeling or the happiness, or to whom we are so much close, or to whom we feel as our own people. For them we call it as a companion, or for such kind of a people we treat it as a friend. So here Oliver thought that these boys or these children are my companion, because he felt that along with me even they are suffering in the hands of a Mr. Bumble. So we are all our same kind of the people. But here what the children has done to Oliver, they brought him a trouble. What is the trouble? That was they pursued in the sense they made the mind of Oliver, or they changed the mind of Oliver that asking for more. What is that more? That was nothing but a food. They forced Oliver to ask some more food to the other children, or it may be himself to Oliver. So they forced Oliver to go with Mr. Bumble to ask little more food to eat. That was the trouble which these children has brought to Oliver. Is it clear children? Is it clear? So the children brought the Oliver in a difficulty by forcing him to ask few more food or some more food with the bumble. That was the problem created by children to the Oliver. So children, today in this class we learn the birth of the Oliver. With the birth of the Oliver, what are the difficulty as a child he has seen, and even when he has reached the age of 9, what are the difficulty he has faced, and in the end of this class, even I told you that the companion of the Oliver has brought him to some trouble. That I told you, isn't it? And what was the trouble? And by asking more, what was the problem that Oliver has been faced, that we will see in the next class. Till then, children,